What's up everyone, WizardKen here with another exciting Xbox 360 World of Tanks. Today we're going to be covering experience. What is the best way to gain experience and to get that next tank you guys have been always wanting or working hard for. You guys have wondered how I move up the ranks pretty quickly and this and that. And I'm gonna explain that. Someone asked me the other day, how did I do it? And I thought to myself, you know what, I haven't put a video out for it and that I can remember, so I'm going to do it right now. I know I've explained a little bit of the gold and premium and stuff like that in the other videos, but I think it's time to dedicate one video on just experience and how I do things personally, especially for the demand that you guys ask for, like to try different tanks out and this and that. If you guys remember, about a couple days ago, or I think it was last week actually, someone asked me, hey, try out the AT series of tank destroyers and do a video on it. And in 2 days I had already gotten up to the AT7 pretty much by my second video. So it didn't take me very long, and I'm going to explain how I did everything. But before we start on that, just real quick, I want to make an announcement. I will be doing another video hopefully Sunday and Monday. I'm going to be doing some PC World of Tanks. Not that I'm going over to World of Tanks PC, but I can actually show you guys more of the Russian tanks that you guys are going to be seeing and looking forward to. I'll be covering mostly just the heavy tanks and possibly the tank destroyers, just because that's what I'm more familiar with. On Tuesday, though, I will be doing a video of some tanks and stuff like that, of the Russians that have come out and stuff, and I'm going to be starting with the heavy line and then work my way to the tank destroyers and then possibly a medium tank. I'm not sure on that sense though. Anyways, let's start this video. So there's multiple ways that you guys can gain experience in this game. You know, just playing regular battles and this and that, but what's the quickest way? Now I'm going to try to cut this up into a couple of sections. First of all, starting with you guys that are new to the game, you're only going to have 3 light tanks starting out, and none of them are going to have anything and this and that. Your best bet to gain XP right off the bat, and I'm going to show you real quick, the quickest way, especially since we went from the beta version to the actual full game, we had to start over ourselves. But since we played in the beta, we were given the T114 as a free gift. Now, what's so special about the T114 other than he's a premium tank? T114 and all premium tanks usually get a little bit more boost in experience points. They also get boost in how much, you know, regular credits you get, experience points, so on and so on. They're usually not the most amazing tanks out there. They're usually about medium grade for their tier, but they are good money makers if you're trying to gain more credits or if you want more experience points. Now, for you new guys, you can convert your experience that you get with these premium tanks. They're the ones that have like the gold symbol on them, and also the wings on their sides, pretty much like your elite tanks do, which you can see on this M2 medium. That's considered elite tank, and these are premium tanks. They're gold wings, but they're also, I guess you could say, goldish or yellowish symbols. You know, like this is a heavy T14 and the heavy symbol is gold. Anyways, the only thing about elite and premium tanks is that you have to use gold, which you can see at the top next to my name, WizardKen. Gold is used to allow you to convert experience points that you've gained with your elite or premium tanks to free experience, which is in the top right corner. Next, you can see there's credits, which is 2,285,000, blah blah blah, and then right next to that there's a star, which is 46,000. If you look right now, I'm in the store and I'm going to click on convert experience. Now I don't have a lot of gold, but I'm going to show you basically right now. With 82 gold, I'm going to get 2,050 new experience right there. So for 82 gold, you're going to get about 2,000 worth of experience points. Now, gold is not is kind of it's not, to be honest with you, if you don't buy gold all the time, it won't be an expense issue. For you new guys and you guys that are experienced with the game, using gold is one of those things I tell you, if you can afford it and you can do it, then do it. If you're on a budget but you still want to get some gold, I would suggest once every I would say paycheck, or every 2 paychecks, just buying you know, the $6.99 or the $14.99. You know, it's like basically you know, like the $6.99 is basically buying a Big Mac at McDonald's or something like that. You know, it's basically a price of a meal for going out or something like that. Of course, the $14.99 is a little bit more expensive, but if you're only doing it once a paycheck or twice or once every 2 paychecks, you're not going to be burning yourself out. And plus, you saw with 85 gold, I got 2,000 experience. So just to keep in mind, having gold on side is a nice thing to do. Like I said, you gain some more experience, and like I said, I've gained 2,000, which is usually one good fight, you know, in a battle. Now, since we've talked about the gold and stuff like that, you also watch. I don't know why I got out of that screen. With gold, you might want to think about doing too, is buying premium time. Now, we've talked about this, and I told you guys that being on premium is one of the best things to do if you're playing the game, especially if you could play multiple rounds. Now, if you're somebody like me that can't get on every single day, or you can't play for 5 or 6 hours a day, you know, buying 1 day of premium would be fine, because you can use all your tanks and get a good amount of experience points. But as I said, only buy premium time if you're going to be able to play it. Don't buy 3 days and only use 1 day of it. That would be a waste of gold, and you could use that to be converting experience instead of wasting it on those premium days. Make sure that you are going to be able to play those days, so you don't waste the gold that you're getting and stuff. I know a lot of people are like, oh, just be premium, you're good to go, and you can move up. Now, premium does give you an extra boost in what you get, in the sense of, like, we'll just say in one battle you can get 1,500 experience without premium, and with premium you could get 2,000, maybe 2,500 in that game, you know, instead. You know, it's always up in the air depending on the battles and stuff like that. Some days I buy 1 day of premium and I only get about I don't even win any battles, so my premium time, I still gain a little bit more than most people, but it just seems like, ah, crap, I just wasted that money on that. So anyways, so we've talked about buying premium time, we've talked about buying gold, and we've also talked about buying elite tanks, or not elite tanks, but buying premium tanks. Now, the store does have some specials going on right now, but most of these I would not care for getting, and I would not suggest any of y'all getting at all either. They're not going to really do the amount of points and damage and stuff like that that you're going to be wanting in a premium tank. My suggestions for any of you is getting anything between the T30, well, actually not even the T34, the T26E4 is a nice tank, a nice premium tank to have. It's pretty tough. It could, you know, take a licking, and you'll do some really decent battles in there, even if you lose. Now, for you guys that don't want to spend that type of money, the T14 and T15, I mean the T14 and the Ram 2 are pretty decent tanks in their own ways, and I used them for a while to get my tanks up to where they needed to be. I don't know why I'm clicking through buttons. I have some like clicking issue for some reason. If you don't want to use the Americans on the German side, to be honest with you, the only tank I would probably buy, or two tanks, is the Low and the Jag Tiger 8-8. Now for you new guys, these bigger tanks, don't get discouraged right off the bat. If you do buy them, you're gonna have to learn how to play in bigger tiers. Every tier is different in how you play and the playing style. As I said, 1 through 4 is basically like your beginner stage of playing the game. 5 through 6 is a whole nother, like it's bringing you into more competition, and you'll start seeing some tier 7s. And then 7, 8, 9, and 10 is where you're going to have, that's where you're going to have those stopping marks of some days you're going to be able to gain a lot of experience, and then some days you're just going to have the crappiest battles and never gain barely anything. It's just, these are more experienced players, so if you're going to buy these bigger tanks right at the bat, just be prepared that you're probably not going to win a lot. You have to learn your tanks. So don't get discouraged and start being like, I wasted all this money, WizardKen was a liar, blah 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 blah, and this and that. You have to be, you're only as good as your tank, okay? And your tank is only as good as you. So as basically if I take a little small tank out, it's not going to be the greatest tank. I'm not going to gain a lot of experience, but if I'm a really good player and I've learned my tank, you're going to gain a lot of experience. You guys have seen that in my videos as I've played. I know recently I've had some shitty ass videos because I just had some shitty ass matchmaking, and that's what happens in these games. The TOG 2 is good, except it's a very, very slow boat, and if you've never seen one, then I'm sorry. Now, the other great premium tank is the IS-6. You guys know that. You guys see me use it, especially since the Russian tanks are coming out. It's a really nice tank to have. You can see I've got 8,000 experience on it, and that's just from a day of playing it, because I was just kicking ass with it the other day, and I'm like, great, I'm not even recording. Alright, now that we've talked about that, so back to you younger guys. You're going to be starting out with these tier 1 tanks and stuff like that. Choose a row to go with and just stick with it. Stick with one tank. That is it. Alright, don't do a tank destroyer and a medium tank and an arty, I mean, you can eventually, but wait until one of your tanks is up to tier 4 or 5. Concentrate in spending all your time on building up one tank. Reason why, okay, is, for instance, right here, the T2 medium, okay? I went up the medium line so I could get to heavies and mediums. Alright? And so I got up to tier 5. Now all these tanks right here, except for this one because I didn't go with the T1 heavy, are elite tanks. So you could go back and use these tanks. You don't have to spend any extra silver or anything like that to play these tanks. You could go back because you already own them and use all the experience points that they gain to help you either move up in the line from like the M4 like I have here to the Jumbo Submarine E2, the T29 or T20. Okay, you use your old tanks to your advantage. That's what I have here. Okay, I have still my Jumbo Sherman. I have my T29. Okay, I have my AT8 and then my premium tank. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks that I'm gonna get ×2 experience on the first battle. Plus I have premium time that I'm using. Okay, so I usually could say if I stay on there, if I play a good 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours of this game, I can have 15 to 20,000 free XP to convert at the end of the day if I wanted to. And I plan on doing that this weekend a lot, just so I can nerd pull all the way through the Russian tanks, so I could just show you guys all the stuff. And plus, I don't want to have to deal with tier 4 tanks and stuff like that. I'd rather play the tier 5s on up kind of thing. But anyways, enough about that. So concentrate on one tank, work it up. Don't sell your old tanks quite yet. Alright, once you get enough of these higher tanks that are elite, then I would say start going to another tank, like a tank destroyer line, and a nerd pull up. That's how I got my AT8 on the first day. I just used 1 day of playing to get my AT8. I had enough experience built up from 1 day of playing that I got up to the AT8. The next day, same thing, just to get the AT7. And that's how I got it in 2 days. It did not take me very long to do this at all. But like I said, you do have to use gold to work your way, you know, around this kind of stuff. So, but say you don't have gold. Say you can't use gold. Oh, sorry. I had this, like a, God. Sorry, I I breathed in and swallowed at the same time. Oh, God. Anyways, excuse me about that. Say you don't have the gold, or you could only do gold once in a blue moon. That's fine. Okay? A lot of people are like, well, what else can I do? You know, I can't use the elite tanks because I don't have the gold to push forwards. I don't have the medium tanks or the premium tanks to be able to use the gold, so on and so on. The other thing you could use is, and like I said, this is for anybody that doesn't have the money to be able to get gold, and it's just fine. One, look at Wargaming's website, the people that created World of Tanks, and look and see when they're gonna have special events. They always have special events on weekends or on holidays, okay? And they're usually 3 times experience. Sometimes they'll do it for a couple of days. So look for those weekends where you're going to get tons of experience for playing. Also, try to win their contests that they have in here. Sometimes, let's see. Let's see. Like right here, okay? They had a tier 5 contest. Whoever did the most damage in tier 5 would get a certain amount of damage or win a whole bunch of stuff like free gold. Like I think the first place person won a T-34, the second place won some other tank, and then third place on down won like 500 gold, 300 gold, 50 gold. I think the rest of these people, I'm trying to get this thing to work. I don't know why it doesn't want to work on me. There we go. Because it changed the controls. Anyways, all these people won free gold just for doing the their little contest. So always look for these things. Let's see what else. Okay, they don't have it. I was hoping they would have an actual contest going on right now. Anyways, but okay, always look for these contests and stuff like that. They're great to be able to win. They're free. All you gotta do is just play the game. Also, if you're having hard times with money, stick with one tank. Okay, this is definitely important for you guys that don't or can't use money to buy gold and set your place up higher. Okay, you need to concentrate on just one tank. Okay, if you get bored with that line, okay, start with another tank. But even that, excuse me. Okay, I've seen people, I've gotten this question so many times. Hey, how are you so high and I'm so little, but you have all these tanks? It's because I took my time to get there. I did use some gold to get up this high, but to get all the way up to the T29, I concentrated on just the one line, and that was it. And I would use the ×2 weekends or ×3 weekends. I would do everything I could, and I would spend all my time just playing just to get myself up this high. I didn't have 50 million tanks. I had, at most, when I first started this game on 360, I had 3 tanks, and that was it. And the reason I even had 3 is because I didn't know which one I really wanted to go down at first. But, you know, me, with the experience I have, I'm able to do that kind of stuff. So anyways, concentrate on one tank if you can't use the gold or anything like that. I'm sorry guys, there's no cheat codes that I know of that you could just get free gold or this and that. You could probably hack it, who knows, but I wouldn't suggest that because if you get banned, you're probably banned for life on it. So but I'm sorry, there's no easy way of playing this game or nerd pulling up and this and that way easily. It's either going to cost you real money or it's just going to cost you time. And time, I mean by just sitting down and playing for a couple of hours every single day, making sure you always get your times 2 experience. Even if you're only going to be on for 30 minutes, make sure you get that times 2 experience so you can go and at least gain a good amount of money and experience points. So I know this is a very long video, but I needed to make sure I got everything that I could think of to help you guys with experience. Hopefully this helped you guys out. As I said, I'm going to be doing other videos throughout the week to you know, show off the Soviet stuff on the PC. The other thing is also I'm probably going to pick one day during the week that I'm just going to play a random game. Usually my relaxing days that I don't record, I just play different games so I don't get burnt out. Maybe I'll record them. Those are probably going to be like pretty much unedited. They're just going to be thrown up on YouTube. Probably if I play for an hour, you'll get an hour's worth. If I don't play for an hour, I play for like 20 minutes, you'll get 20 minutes worth. But at least we'll have, you know, at least once a week a different game up and stuff like that, that you guys could see me playing this and that. So just so you guys don't have only World of Tanks. But anyways guys, until next time, I'm WizardKen. See ya.